Hey guys, my name's Ray, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 PTSD claims that veterans miss and lose thousands and thousands over. It's just, what's been happening for us when we put in our claims. So if you're a veteran rated with PTSD, there's a very good chance that you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. And it's not because the VA denied you, but it's because you never filed for the secondary claims that should have gone with your PTSD rating in the first place. So I'm breaking down the top 5 PTSD secondary claims that us veterans miss, how they connect, and why the VA actually expects you to file them. PTSD, it doesn't exist in a vacuum. It affects your sleep, your body, your relationships, your ability to work. And yet most veterans only file for PTSD itself, and then we stop there. So that's a mistake, and we're going to fix it. The first one we're going to go over is sleep apnea. This is the biggest missed secondary claim tied to PTSD. Many veterans with PTSD, we have chronic insomnia, we wake up gasping, we have nightmares, and we never reach that deep restorative sleep that we need to function properly in our everyday lives. PTSD, it can cause hyperarousal, meaning your nervous system is constantly on. A lot of people call it paranoia. I call it being prepared. But over time, that can contribute to or worsen obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. You'll hear OSA thrown around a lot. You do not need sleep apnea to start in service, okay? You only need to show that PTSD caused, aggravated, or worsened your sleep apnea. So if you use a CPAP machine, a BiPAP machine, or you have documented breathing interruptions, then this secondary claim alone can be worth up to 50%. It's a pretty big one. This claim does get denied a lot. However, it also gets won on appeal all the time when it's done correctly. So just keep that in mind. The second one we're going to go over, migraines and chronic headaches. This is probably one of the most recommended conditions that I recommend to vets when I'm helping them with their claim, because it's one that the VA is actually recognizing more and more, and it's a consistent win. It's a pretty good one to think about. So PTSD, it doesn't just live in your mind, it lives in your nervous system. So veterans with PTSD, we commonly suffer from tension headaches, migraines triggered by stress, we're sensitive to light or light sensitivity, and nausea or brain fog, all of those put together. Chronic stress causes muscle tension, blood vessel changes, neurochemical imbalances, the list goes on and on, but those are the main ones there. So all of that can lead to debilitating migraines. So if your headaches, they force you to lie down, they cause you to miss work, they occur multiple times per month, this condition can be rated up to 50% on its own. So it's a pretty good one, like sleep apnea. It's a high rating. And again, it's one condition that most veterans, we never even think to claim, because, we think headaches are just part of our everyday lives. So just keep that in mind. It's a pretty big one to win. The third, so we're talking here about GERD, IBS, and digestive issues. So this one surprises a lot of people because PTSD, it has a direct connection to the gut-brain axis, that gut-brain axis. Chronic anxiety and stress can cause acid reflux, or GERD, heartburn, but GERD. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, like I just said a second ago. Chronic nausea, diarrhea, constipation. And why? Well, it's because your digestive system is controlled by the same nervous system PTSD constantly disrupts. So if you take antacids, you have prescription like reflex medication, you have ongoing stomach issues, these conditions are absolutely valid secondary claims. But the VA recognizes them. They recognize this connection. You just have to file it correctly. Erectile dysfunction. So this one is overlooked because veterans, we just don't like talking about it. That's the one of the main reasons. PTSD can cause erectile dysfunction through anxiety, depression, sleep disorders, and PTSD medications like SSRIs. So that's a big one. Even if ED is rated at 0, it qualifies you for special monthly compensation, or SMCK. It means extra money every month tax-free. So these monies are stacked on top of your already rated payment that you receive from the VA. So it's like a little bit extra. 0%, but it pays out. And yes, it applies even if you're married, if you're young, you've never mentioned it before. it's a pretty good one to think about. So if PTSD or its treatment, so remember that, its treatment caused this, then it counts. And then the last one. So we'll go over here, depression, anxiety, and substance use disorders. So this is where veterans get confused, because you're thinking PTSD, this is already a mental health condition. Why am I thinking about depression, anxiety, substance abuse? Because it's all wrapped into one. How it's described is that you can't pyramid mental health ratings, but you can expand your diagnosis. So many veterans are rated for PTSD, but also suffer from major depressive disorder, panic disorder, alcohol use disorder, substance abuse as self-medication. And these types of conditions, they can increase your overall mental health rating. So just think about explaining, the different types of things that you're experiencing during your mental health evaluation and how that adds into it, how that plays a role. It strengthens your TDIU claims, and it better reflects how severe your condition really is. So the VA rates mental health based on an overall impairment, not just the label. So if PTSD has led to these additional struggles, they definitely matter. So give those some consideration as well. Some common mistakes that we make. This is something that I felt I should cover. So here's why these claims get missed. We as veterans, we assume symptoms are just part of PTSD. Doctors treat conditions, but they never connect them. So veterans don't realize that secondary claims exist. The VA doesn't volunteer this information. These are things that we need to learn on our own. So the VA is not going to connect the dots for you. That's your job, and that's why we're here to help. So if you're rated for PTSD and you have any other conditions that we discussed today, you should seriously consider filing for these secondary claims. You earn these benefits, they're not handouts. These are the things that we're going to be compensated for what we did in our service. This is what happened to our mind, to our body, and we deserve, to get something for it. So there you go. So, hey, if this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comments section, on how to file secondary claims the right way. And most importantly, don't leave these benefits on the table. They're there for you, you need to go get them. So again, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Ray with the Veteran Benefit Evaluations, and hope you found this to be informative.